Hey, Barbara, I feel very bad that Rita and I couldn't be there to, with your celebration for Rich's testimony. And I think Rich would say that we shouldn't be celebrating him. Barbara is the one that should be celebrated. Married for 55 years, and how she loved him and cared for him as his health failed over the last 10 years. I think that's what he would want. Rich and I go back a long way, 81 years. We were both born in Margaret Haig Hospital in Jersey City. In fact, I was born in August and he was born in September. And we kind of think that maybe since I was premature, we might have been in the nursery together. You don't know. We used to kid about that a lot. We grew up in Lyndhurst, 5 blocks from each other. He lived on Fern Avenue, directly across the street from Mike McCartney, his lifelong buddy. We played Little League baseball together. We were in Babe Ruth League, and we also played at St. Mary's High School. He was a great athlete, 4 varsity letters. Baseball, as a freshman, he hit .535. He also got all-county in football, first team, Bergen County. He played basketball and got a letter. And he ran track. In fact, he held the Bergen County High School record for the 100-yard dash at 9.7 seconds. You're probably going to hear a lot of different stories about Rich over the next couple of hours. I don't think you're going to hear this one, though. When we were about 12 years old, or maybe a little older, 7th grade, I had a stopwatch. And we were driving around on our bicycles. These are fat tire, 24-inch bicycles, no gears. And he said, let's go up to the field, to the high school field, and fool around. So we went up there, and we tried running the 100-yard dash. He beat me by about 3 seconds. You may remember about a year before that, Roger Bannister had broken a 4-minute mile. And Rich said, that's something I bet I can do. I bet I could do that on my bicycle. I said, go ahead, I'll time you. So he gets on, and now this is a track around the football field with about a 4-foot fence, 4.5 feet, cinder track. I said, go ahead, I got you. So he takes off and starts going around the track. First, quarter mile, he does pretty quickly. Second, pretty good. Third, and he's going into the fourth. I say, you got to pick it up a little bit. So he takes off on the 4th lap around the track, comes flying into the finish line, exhausted, kind of loses control of the bike, hits the fence, goes flying over the fence, lands on his head on the inside by the football field. And his first question was, did I beat the record? I said, yeah, you beat the record. You almost killed yourself. So I don't think you hear that one. You hear a lot of stories, but a lot of them about Mike, he and I, and Rich playing a lot of golf. Rich went to Holy Cross College, and then he went to West Texas State, and then Montclair State. And after Montclair State, he signed a contract with the Jets. And at the time, Joe Namath was the quarterback for the Jets. And one of the big games, preseason games the Jets always had was with the Boston Patriots, now the New England Patriots. So they had, this was like the last preseason game. So when they played the game, it was televised. And Rich was playing defensive back. And he intercepted one of the Patriots' passes and ran back 40 yards with it. And the TV announcer says, Higgins had him covered like lights on a Christmas tree. And I thought that was terrific, and we were very friendly over the years. He went to my wedding, we went to his wedding. We had vacations together, family vacations, and we played a lot of golf. About 20 years ago, Rich organized the Myrtle Beach golf outing that we went on for 15 years. He made all the arrangements, and we had what we called the Myrtle Beach crew. And that was Frank Gallagher, Mike McCartney, Rich, me, Alan Zimmerman, John Brown, and Wayne Byrne. And later on, Joe Benedict and Ed Fugit joined us. And Joe Quinn made it one year from California. We continued that on until COVID hit, and that was it. We couldn't continue after that. So we wound up doing Zoom calls every week, every 2 weeks, for about 5 years. So we were up to date on what was going on in each other's lives, and we really enjoyed it. And then Barbara and Rich and Rita and I would have a Zoom almost every week, bring everybody up to date on what's going on with the kids, the grandkids. Rich loved to talk about the girls, his girls, and what the grandkids were doing, playing golf, soccer, softball. And we just enjoyed that. Now, the last time we had a Zoom was about a week before he passed. And it was surprising to me because he had been to the doctor and he got a clean bill of health, and just made no sense when I heard afterwards that what had happened. We're going to miss him. We're going to miss you, Barbara. We won't miss you, but we miss both of you together. And we're saddened. And, we want to say God bless Rich and God bless you and his family. Thank you.